If he never said anything on politics and stuck to castles and swords, he would have been fine. I haven't watched a single video since he came out with the political crap. I saw a post about this on his sub in my recommended, and I was actually quite surprised that a lot of the people on there seem to hate what he's been doing with his channel and wished he just went back to fucking around with swords. Man, I remember enjoying this guy's content. It was fun to see how fantasy settings and historical combat compared and contrasted. I guess there wasn't enough views in that. When I first got interested in medieval stuff, I found his videos on swords, bows, maces, castles, trebuchets, armour, medieval society, the list goes on. Then there were his videos on fantasy races and the best weapons for them, on how medieval people would really fight dragons, ways to improve TTRPGs, battle analysis, you get the point. I even stuck around after he came out as Mormon, especially because in his early days, he was an exception to the rule by not including his religious or political views in any of his content. I thought more highly of him for pointing out his own biases in regards to subjects where they might have influenced the discussion, but then I learned that he was just trying to pave the way for doing the exact opposite, showing more religious, right-wing, chauvinistic and heteronormative views and biases, making me drift further and further from him. Then there was an occasion where he was bitching about being called out for spreading misinformation due to not having enough experience and technical know-how in HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts, for which he made the excuse that there were no HEMA groups in his part of Australia. He was contacted by Scholar Gladiatoria, who went out of his way and helped Shad find a nearby HEMA group, only for Shad to then carry on doubling down on his BS, outing him as blatantly disingenuous. After showing he was a rat as well, he lost my sub for life. It's a pity, given he had the capacity to make such fantastic content. I've only ever seen a handful of his videos. He always had something about him that put me off, so I wasn't hugely surprised to find out about his opinions on things, but since then, I flat out blocked his accounts. He should have stuck to talking about castles and being interesting and fun instead of doing the bullshit he started doing. I was actually so sad to find out he was far right. I used to actually like his content as he's in a rather niche topic. At least I still have Scalagrim. I love medieval warfare shit. Once I found out what you actually like, Shad, I decided that Lindy Beige, Scalagrim, Toz Workshop use their platforms without being a complete nutcase. The market decides. I don't touch his other content with a 10-foot pole. I love his content about like what did the people of the period eat or wear, but I just have zero interest in anything else. I liked him when he was about medieval stuff and not alt-right grievances. I remember that I dropped off his content when Rise of Skywalker came out. It felt like every bloody video afterwards had to have some jab at Rey or Star Wars, and it got tiring, especially as someone that did enjoy those films. Honestly, I used to really enjoy his stuff, really sad to see how far he's fallen due to becoming a right-wing reactionary. The moment he put these other guys in front of the cam, I stopped watching. The sad but funny thing is, this is all natural. I haven't seen cries to cancel his channel or any real movements against him. This is just people unsubbing or ceasing to watch because he has moved hard away from the things that grew his channel that much. I've seen and liked videos he did where he's talking about and demoing weapons, but hearing his awful political opinions makes me never want to watch another video of his again. His channel dying is all his own doing. I watched a few of your videos back in the day and liked them and would watch one that got recommended to me every once in a while. I liked them, and then YouTube kept trying to recommend me your new stuff. The reactionary bullshit that you spew pissed me off, and now I want nothing to do with your channel or you. YouTube didn't do shit. You did. His videos started going downhill a while back, and he posts a lot of overly long rants. The fact that he tells people to go check out his political channel probably doesn't help, because all the takes over there are brain dead and make people realise how dumb he is. When he stopped focusing on the historical aspect of things, I stopped tuning in to watch him. It's a shame that someone with such amazing knowledge just doesn't know his own audience. Then he got into drama with S Gladiatoria and that whole shoving my political views down others' throats thing, and yeah, I'm not really going to feel bad if his channel dies off. I respect his knowledge, but I do not respect the man. Sucks because I used to like his sword vids, as goofy as they were. He's just so fucking insufferable with his AI takes now, it isn't worth it. I started watching his content a lot when I got into Blade and Sorcery. I was absolutely shocked when he started rambling into his right-wing rants and AI obsession. His content has been declining for a while. He puts out hour-long videos that should be 15 minutes. Before he lost his fucking mind and started posting all this right-wing conspiracy bullshit, I actually really liked his channel. His videos were very informative about medieval history and weaponry, which made for fun D&D encounters. and now he's just a loser. It's a shame because I genuinely liked his sword stuff, as goofy as it got. At least his brother has moved away from AI completely and is a genuinely lovable person. I used to watch his stuff only to drop off of it for a little bit, came back and suddenly dude thinks he's Leonardo da Vinci because he uses AI to produce artwork. Or the fact he went from doing his own thing into the neurotics gang of bashing Disney. Not that Disney shouldn't be bashed, but he's abandoning his core fame and fans that got him there to be a neurotic yes-man stooge. Not all of his fans must be in that same circle, it seems. Yeah, I dipped out when some of the sexy armor stuff was coming out. Like, all of his sexy armor, bikini armor, all of it, but some of what he said just felt odd. Then his second channel went hyper-political and conservative. He was already kinda on the line for me, just tipped it over. For me, it's the constant talking over each other and the yelling. Learn how to speak with passion without shouting into the mic. Dude was borderline tolerable in the early days. The voice, the look, the jittery movements, editing, triggered my ADHD something fierce. I just couldn't focus on a goddamn thing he was saying. Can't imagine what it's like now. It really is sad. I remember watching his videos back in early HS, back when I was getting into D&D. The fall from grace was fast and sudden. Maybe he should have stuck to ranting about how sticks are good instead of going all mole ninja culture warrior. YouTube isn't killing his channel. He killed it. The AI shit, the weird creepy rapist book, his constant rants about women in media, etc. There is only so many times people can watch someone unhealthily obsessed about a controversial subject before you just stop watching. I knew this guy as the sword/medieval weapon guy. Then slowly over the last 2 years, he has said/done some of the dumbest things. Most of them I only know because of how loud the conversations around him have been. I bet if he just did his one thing and stayed in his lane, he would still have a healthy community, make the same amount of money, and nobody would know he was an idiot. Don't self-report how stupid you are. Yeah, his talking about AI made me unfollow him. I liked his talking about medieval stuff, but the AI stuff was just insane. Oof, this kinda sucks. I used to watch a lot of his stuff back in the day, but I had no idea he's moved beyond just talking about swords and castles and stuff. That's disappointing. The AI stuff? Sure, it angered a bunch of people here, but that was nowhere near enough to crash him. Milking the algorithm by making every fucking video feature length? Sorry, we don't need a 2-hour movie about longbow's distances. Oh hey, you leaned into right-wing grievance and now you're wondering why your audience is abandoning you. I wonder if the two are connected. He lost me when he tried to compare lightsabers to actual combat and kept stating that all you had to do was touch someone with a lightsaber. Considering the amount of right-wing grifters that YouTube will recommend on searches or for new accounts, I'm calling bullshit, buddy. It's not YouTube that's killing your channel, it's the fact that even for the bullshit grifters standard, you're not that entertaining. Shad killed Shad, and frankly, it's hilarious. His takes on AI art are laughable, his knowledge in swords and castles is negligible at best, and then he produces hour-long videos repeating himself over and over again when he gets called out by anyone. I stopped watching him a long time ago, so this is news to me. Did he seriously rant about Peach wearing fucking pants? I just know the guy from the sword videos I occasionally caught shorts of, and now I know he's a nut. Damn it. Yeah, I like Shad, but he took himself way too seriously with the AI foolishness, and his book was guilty of many things he criticised media of. If he goes back to do his weaponry and history stuff, he'll be fine. And he did the We Are Dying thing 3 years ago too. I used to love his content, never missed an upload. Broke my heart to see the road he went down.